Pastèis de Nata. Today we're trying these Portuguese custard tarts from Joey Bat's Café. If you reside in a culinary desert like me and fancy treating yourself to a rare delicacy, Goldbelly will pack one of life's very few joys on ice and blast this mouth-watering projectile your way like a naval cannon trying to wipe out a small beach community, but with yum-yums. It's worth mentioning I'm not seeing any sponsorship shekels making these, so rest assured you'll get my honest impression. If you're one of those people who eat food or breathe air, please like and subscribe so we can make more of these for you to discreetly enjoy as you're pretending to pay attention on a Zoom meeting. The Pastèis de Nata, in loose translation cream pastry, was invented in Lisbon in the late 1800s. Apparently, people back then prioritized sitting in cafes, schmoozing, and eating fancy little cakes before taking the time to invent the zipper. Joey Batista, aka Joey Bats, which is a name so cool it makes me wish he was my friend and really wish anyone was my friend, is a descendant to Portuguese immigrants. Based off a traditional family recipe, he started selling his natas in New York food fairs in 2016, and with popularity rapidly growing, set up shop in Manhattan's Lower East Side in 2019. Opening the box, you'll be greeted by the greatest pamphlet you'll ever see. Flip it around and you'll find the instructions. The biggest takeaway here is you can and should freeze these as soon as you get them out of the box. Since you get about 1 million of those, that's some useful information right there. They bake best from frozen and will keep there for a long time, ready for your cheat day, or if you've given up like me, your everyday. Sandwiched between two curiously perfect square ice packs is a Ziploc containing 4 paper sleeves, each containing 6 natas. I opted for 12 signature, 6 chocolate, and 6 traditional. It's bake time. If you can mess this one up, you really do deserve some kind of an award. Preheat an oven to 450 degrees, place the natas on a baking sheet, pop them in the oven, and bake for 15 minutes. The instructions suggest you should go by time or until the custard center begins to rise, but I witnessed no such thing. The brochure also suggests the authentic Lisbon experience entails sprinkling these with cinnamon or powdered sugar. Not telling you how to live your life, but personally I wouldn't, as these are plenty sweet and this will undoubtedly mask the flavors you want to experience here. Simply put, it's ketchup on a good steak, but do as you like, I guess, if you have to. But for real now, stop it with the sprinkling, just stop it. Alright, these are well worth the hype. The center is creamy and the level of sweetness is responsible, even smart. It doesn't overwhelm you, leaving enough room to notice all the other flavors and textures folded into this work of art. The texture of the filling is rich and velvety. The flour in the recipe makes for a slightly starchier cream than you would find in a creme brulee, but it's very reminiscent of it in flavor. You get that classic presence of the vanilla and some charred overtones from the top film of the custard reacting with the oven heat. The dough is thin, layered with plenty of butter, and baked to a nice dark color, boosting flavor even more, and the crispy, super thin layers of the dough work beautifully with the soft cream. Though it is my understanding in Portugal these are primarily served at room temperature, Joey seems to think, and I second, you should definitely eat these warm. I've tried both ways, and the high temperature simply transforms the texture and loosens the ooey gooey goodness even further, allowing this yolky perfection to instantly disappear on contact. Though cinnamon and lemon are in the recipe, I did not get them in the tasting. As far as the variety of flavors, the signature and chocolate are for the most part similar, but the added chocolate telling them apart completely takes over the show, with the custard becoming a supporting act. It's still amazing, don't get me wrong, but some subtleties are lost, and it's little to no surprise as in the conversation of dessert, chocolate has always been undeniably compelling but obnoxiously loud. The traditional pastry is larger, and the custard is heavier, sweeter, and with a more pronounced egg flavor. With full respect to this long tradition, it seems the signature may just be a more refined and with the times version of the traditional recipe. It's still very nice, but if you're going to have both, go for the signature first as it's considerably less sweet. Joey Bat's Café Pastèis de Nata bestseller pack contains 24 units, costs $95 and ships for free. That's all folks, hope you enjoy this and I'll see you in the next one.